Texas is waging a $4,000 an hour aerial war against the continent's most destructive enemy, the feral hog. These wild pigs are not only devastating millions in crops, but they are winning the biological battle. Despite killing 800 feral hogs in 4 days, eradication has revealed a terrifying paradox. Today we show you why military technology cannot defeat biology. Before watching this war, subscribe, activate the bell, give it a like, and share this video with a friend. The state of Texas, land of vast prairies, livestock farming, and large-scale agriculture, has faced a silent, persistent, and brutal war since the beginning of the 20th century against an enemy that understands neither borders nor armistices: the feral hog. These wild pigs, descendants of domestic animals introduced by European settlers centuries ago and mixed with pure wild boar, have thrived in the warm and fertile environment of the southern United States, multiplying until they became an ecological plague of catastrophic proportions. Known for their cunning, resilience, and voracious appetite, the feral hogs have devastated natural resources and caused economic losses that amount to millions of dollars annually, becoming the most destructive wild mammal on the continent. Given this unsustainable threat, Texans and their legislators have declared total war, easing hunting laws and authorizing methods that in any other context would be considered extreme. The culmination of this desperate effort is the implementation of helicopter hunting, a costly and visually impactful practice that seeks to eradicate the population from the air. However, what this aggressive strategy has revealed is not only the effectiveness of modern ammunition, but a series of unexpected consequences that have transformed the hog dilemma into a biological, economic, and social paradox. The main finding of this relentless war is a chilling truth. The enemy not only resists eradication, but the extreme effort to annihilate it seems to be fueling its own resilience. The presence of the feral hog in Texas is a historical legacy that has become an ecological disaster. These animals are not native. They were initially introduced as a source of food and sport. However, their adaptability and incredible birth rate transformed them into an invasive species that has exploited the region's ecological niche. Currently, their population numbers in the millions, far exceeding any conventional control effort. The magnitude of the problem is translated into devastating economic and ecological figure. From the agricultural perspective, the devastation is immediate and visible. Feral hogs destroy entire crops from corn and sorghum to pastures and hayfields by rooting the ground in search of food. This activity, known as rooting, not only ruins crops but permanently damages the soil, increasing erosion and hindering future planting. Farmers and ranchers in Texas report losses amounting to millions of dollars each year, forcing many to spend vast sums on protective fences and ineffective trapping methods. The ecological damage is equally severe and less visible. The feral hog is a destroyer of natural resources. By obstructing streams and contaminating water sources with their excrement, they degrade the quality of vital liquid for other species. Furthermore, they directly compete for essential food sources needed by native animals, such as deer, altering the food chain and reducing biodiversity. This insatiable voracity, combined with the lack of an effective natural predator, has turned the hog into a biological leviathan whose presence threatens to permanently redefine the landscape of Texas. This crisis, which began with simple bills to facilitate hunting, quickly escalated to extreme measures due to the ineffectiveness of conventional solutions against an exponentially multiplying enemy. Given the impossibility of containing the plague with traditional methods such as trapping or on-foot hunting, Texans and legislators have had to resort to military technology to try to level the playing field. Helicopter hunting, although it seems like a luxury trip or a high-cost activity, has been implemented in Texas as an exceptionally aggressive and effective invasive species control measure. The logic behind aerial hunting is simple: speed and superior perspective. Feral hogs are fast animals. In a maximum run, they can reach speeds of up to 40 kilometers per hour. However, this ground speed is useless against an aircraft. The process begins when the deafening sound of the helicopter scares the herds, causing them to desperately flee in groups across the open field. At this moment, hunters aboard the aircraft, generally equipped with AR-style rifle or semi-automatic tactical pistols, can easily keep pace with the prey and shoot it down with precision. This ability to attack from the air is highly effective for culling a large number of feral hogs on each trip. The results of these hunts are undoubtedly impressive and underline the magnitude of the infestation. The video mentions a case in which 800 feral hogs and 22 coyotes were successfully destroyed in just 4 days. This figure is respectable for experienced hunters and demonstrates the capacity of this method to temporarily decimate the population in specific areas. However, this effectiveness is accompanied by a high cost and a rigorous logistical process. To participate in this form of extreme conservation, hunters must complete a mandatory safety course that includes training in gun safety and procedures to avoid falling from the helicopter during maneuver. As it is an inherently dangerous activity, we are right in the fire zone where helicopter hunting seems like a solution, but in reality, it is feeding the beast. Next, we are going to explore the dark biological truth. Why these feral hogs reproduce faster than we can kill them. If you are fascinated by how nature always finds a way, support us with a like and subscribe to the channel right now. Your support is vital to continue revealing man's lost battles against nature. Let's go back to war. The first unexpected consequence revealed by helicopter hunting is purely economic and constitutes an unsustainable paradox. The attempt to save millions of dollars in crops and natural resources has resulted in a cycle of prohibitive spending that turns eradication into a high-cost business. According to reports, a single hour of helicopter feral hog hunting can cost participants or landowners between $1,250 and $4,000, depending on factors such as the operator, the type of aircraft, and the contracted package, generally half-day or full-day trips. This figure is astronomical. Although hunting operators partner with large landowners to mitigate damage, the hourly cost implies that only large agricultural areas or ranches can sustain this effort. For the average farmer, the price of eradication is almost as devastating as the damage the pigs cause. The unexpected consequence here is economic self-cannibalization. The feral hog problem is so severe that it has created its own pest control industry, which operates at such a high price that it becomes a barrier to the solution. Millions lost to damages are replaced by millions spent on control. The beast, being so prolific and resilient, guarantees the demand for aerial hunting, transforming a necessary conservation effort into a lucrative adventure hunt for those who can afford it, but which does not achieve a long-term solution for the state. Instead of eradicating the plague, Texas has managed to institute a costly permanent containment service that drains resources from the agricultural sector. Perhaps the most profound and unsettling consequence of the war against the feral hog is the biological one. The indomitable beast has evolved, or rather has demonstrated a resilience that surpasses even the destructive capacity of a helicopter. The need to conduct aerial hunts that kill 800 feral hogs in 4 days and then have to repeat the process months later is irrefutable proof that the mortality rate imposed by humans is not exceeding the enemy's reproductive capacity. The biology of the feral hog is its secret weapon. Sows reach sexual maturity at a young age and can have multiple litters a year, often with a dozen piglets per litter. When feral hog populations are decimated by massive hunting efforts, what biologists call the biological compensation effect occurs. The remaining individuals respond to the increase in resources, less food competition, and the reduction in population density by accelerating their reproductive cycle. In essence, the female reproduces faster to fill the void. The failure of eradication is not technological. Helicopters are effective at killing, but biological. The unexpected consequence is that aerial hunting, while being so effective in the short term, creates a vacuum that nature is programmed to fill explosively. The population is not extinguished, it renews itself faster. The hope that $4,000 an hour technology can win the war has been frustrated by the simple, yet powerful ability of a mammal to adapt and reproduce. Hunters can temporarily reduce the herds of feral hogs that destroy crops, but the state's total population remains uncontrollable. The war against the feral hog has also generated an unexpected social consequence. It has transformed a conservation problem into a high-risk tourism activity. Helicopter hunting has been marketed as a memorable experience for adventurous hunters, attracting people with enough money who are not afraid of heights. While this brings funds to the eradication industry, it also diverts the focus from pure conservation toward adventure. The Texas dilemma is clear. The effort to eradicate the plague is, in itself, a costly business in constant biological failure. The enemy, which has devastated agriculture and streams, has proven to be an indomitable adversary, capable of adapting to the most sophisticated technology. The most profound and unsettling consequence of this entire aerial war is the realization that total eradication is probably an unattainable fantasy. The beast will not be extinguished, it can only be contained. The feral hog has imposed its own reality on Texas, forced coexistence. The state faces the continuous dilemma of continuing to invest millions of dollars annually in an expensive, dangerous, and biologically compensatory containment service, or resigning itself to coexisting with a biological leviathan that continues to collect millions in damages. The final surprise of this war is that the feral hog, the invader, has won, forcing Texans to pay for the right to shoot it from the air without ever managing to silence it. The toughest consequence of the aerial war is the truth. The feral hog has imposed forced coexistence, forcing Texas to finance an extremely expensive containment service that solves nothing. The enemy reproduces faster than we can kill it. Do you think there is another solution, or have we lost the war? Leave us your opinion in the comment. If this dilemma has impacted you, support us with a like, share the video, and subscribe for more analyses of nature's battle.